Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is my review for the new Netflix film titled Pieces of a Woman. Now this movie went in a very interesting direction because it appeared in a lot of the film festivals internationally, then in Toronto, and was a big hit. And this led to Martin Scorcese watching the film and falling in love for the film, and then put his name on the film, which probably helped with it getting a Netflix release. Scorcese, of course, has a good relationship with Netflix now after the success of The Irishman. So basically, the plot of this movie is when a young mother's home birth ends in unfathomable tragedy, she begins a year-long odyssey of mourning that fractures relationships with loved ones in this deeply personal story of a woman learning to live alongside her loss. Now, what I will say about this movie is it's very emotional, it's very sad, it's rather depressing in places, but the performances in this movie are actually outstanding. It's Vanessa Kirby at her peak acting, absolutely brilliant. So we have Vanessa Kirby, she plays Martha, the mother in this situation who was trying to give birth and the loss happened. Then you got Shia LaBeouf playing her partner Sean. You got Ellen Burstyn who plays Elizabeth, that's Martha's mother, and also Benny Safdie, the co-director of Uncut Gems, Good Time, is in this movie as an actor and does a pretty good job. And you've got other side actors as well in the movie, but the main focus is on Shia LaBeouf and Vanessa Kirby's character. Now, Vanessa Kirby will probably get nominated for Oscars because of this movie. She is absolutely brilliant in conveying the emotions of dealing with loss, dealing with depression, not knowing how to move on, not knowing how to live her life after this. And her co-star, her partner in the movie, Shia LaBeouf, as Sean, gives a very good performance as well. And he's not getting much credit right now, Shia LaBeouf, if you go to any reviews or talk about the movie. And that's probably got to do with what's going on in his personal life right now with allegations. But I can separate the art from the artist, and his performance in this is absolutely top notch. Vanessa Kirby does a brilliant job of not always acting with words, but just acting by her actions in the movie, by the way she carries herself, the way she interacts with other people, the way she looks at herself is pretty interesting. It's a very good character study. And this is a story that probably should be told, that you probably don't see in movies that much. A couple dealing with the loss of their child, but something so horrific like a childbirth that can go wrong so easily. And basically what the story of this is, it's Vanessa Kirby's character trying to move on, but also the court case has gone in a direction to try and blame all this on the woman who was supposed to deliver the baby safely. So I won't spoil what happens in the movie or what happened with that person that was supposed to do the home birth, but that's what the whole story is about. It's Vanessa Kirby's character dealing with the loss while also this trial is going on that she doesn't really want to be a part of. But also her relationship with Sean and Shia LaBeouf in the movie is going downwards. It's decreasing. You know, they can't look at each other the same. They can't make love. Things like this start to come into the story, and this affects their relationship big time. It really does. And the director does a brilliant direction style of showing us the disconnect between the two lead characters about exactly where they're placed in a certain scene. One is one side of the room, the other one is behind a door. There's certain symbolism in the movie, the way the director shoots the movie, that shows that they're not a couple anymore. There's a fractured relationship really brewing between the two, and it's done rather well. And Shia LaBeouf gives a very calming performance in this movie with some signs of outbursts, but throughout the movie he's more of a pleasing partner for Vanessa Kirby, but they just can't connect anymore, and you can understand why, because they've lost a child. Now Ellen Burstyn, Elizabeth, who plays Martha's mother, she does a brilliant job as well. Some really good acting and some really good direction style from the director, about where he just places the camera on Ellen Burstyn and lets her act. Even when there's things moving around her or there's dialogue around her being spoken, the camera doesn't move off Ellen Burstyn at times, and she's brilliant also. I wouldn't be surprised if she's nominated too. Now, the opening scene of this movie is about 25 to 30 minutes of a one-shot scene of the home birth. So Vanessa Kirby going through the contractions of the baby, trying to get in a position to give birth, getting into the bath, getting into the bed, all one shot, and the camera style is beautifully done here. Absolutely, I found it very fascinating. And if you have watched the trailer, you know that the home birth doesn't go the way that they planned, and it's very heartbreaking to see this on screen. It really is. And it while this scene is going on, it's one shot. It's hard to look at times, and when the scene is just about to finish, you just kind of you just feel weird, you know. And it's a weird way to start a movie with something so tragic. And they show everything, you know. They show the process that Vanessa Kirby's character has to go through, and then you have Shia LaBeouf's character trying to understand what's going on, and then the midwife as well can see that there's problems. It's just really hard to look at, and it's definitely a movie that you probably shouldn't watch if you're not in the best headspace, or maybe one not to watch on your own, because it's just very hard to see what's going on screen. But it's, from a direction style, it's beautifully done, and there's actually a few one-shot sequences in the movie. Another scene where the family gets together, and that's done pretty well also. So, look, this movie is probably one of the best well-made movies that you're going to watch in a while. There's some great performances in it. It's probably going to get some Oscar nominations. Great performances, I said, and I think Shia LaBeouf really shines in his role. Vanessa Kirby, outstanding. And Ellen Burstyn, when she's on screen, she really takes over every single scene. Guys, have you got the chance to see the new Netflix movie Pieces of a Woman starring Vanessa Kirby and Shia LaBeouf? It's definitely one to watch, but it's also a very sad, realism, depressing movie. Definitely watch it if you're in the right headspace, and you will be uncomfortable at times. But overall, there's great symbolism in this story. Each character actually has their own kind of symbolism, and I'll be interested to see if you can spot it as well. You know, Shia LaBeouf's character, he is kind of a builder. He works on bridges. There's symbolism there. Vanessa Kirby has some great symbolism as well, and I thought that was an interesting choice from the director. But guys, let me know your thoughts on Pieces of a Woman. Are you planning on seeing this movie, or has this review kind of turned you off about how depressing the movie actually is? But I think it's a good watch. Definitely a good watch, and it's a story that needs to be told. And I bet you a lot of people out there can definitely relate to these characters in this story, because it is a very common thing, unfortunately. But guys, give a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And guys, have a good day. Watch something, watch a movie, do something that makes you happy.